As I've been introduced, my name is Natan Obed. Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami represents the 70,000 Inuit in Canada. Our homeland is called Inuit Nunangat, and there are 4 geopolitical regions of our jurisdiction. Nunatsiavut in northern Labrador, Nunavik in northern Quebec, Nunavut as a whole. The public government was created by the land claim, but there is an Inuit treaty organization, Nunavut Tungavik, that represents the rights of Inuit within Nunavut. And then the Inuvialuit region, which is represented by the Inuvialuit Regional Corporation. At ITK, one of our biggest priorities is combating climate change and also the ongoing adaptation and mitigation efforts to a changing Arctic. We have created a national Inuit climate change strategy, which was released in 2019. And we also, in the research and science field, we have created the National Inuit Strategy on Research, which was launched in 2018. We've tried to use these tools to interact with all of our partners, government included, on what our research priorities are and also what our climate change priorities are. As I'm sure that you've heard, the Arctic is warming at a rate up to 4 times faster than the global average. Inuit living within Inuit Nunangat have a wide range of socioeconomic challenges that are further exacerbated by climate change, especially things like food security and also health and safety. The ability to travel within our homeland in a way that we always have and to use our knowledge to be able to navigate within our homeland is jeopardized by a changing Arctic. We've lost over 40% of our sea ice cover in the last 2 decades, and that is a massive challenge for us when it comes to just general travel, considering the sea ice is our highway, especially from usually November until June. So this is a significant part of the year now that we don't have access where we did before to go out hunting and fishing or to even travel between communities. There are only 2 communities that have road access between southern Canada and the Arctic, and there are very few, if any, road networks between Inuit communities. So the sea ice and winter in general, in a terrestrial sense, create opportunities for us to travel and connect in ways that now are jeopardized. If we continue to emit greenhouse gases at this rate, we could see an increase in our Inuit Nunangat area of well over 10 degrees centigrade from the 1951 to 1990 averages, which would have catastrophic effects on our biodiversity and also on our communities. We've tried to work in partnership with the Government of Canada and tried to work as best we can with the research community, but significant barriers remain, and I look forward to chatting with you about them today. I think at the very heart of it is the challenge that the Government of Canada and provinces and territories have in recognizing Inuit as a specific level of government with specific rights and specific partnership opportunities beyond the traditional ones that the Government of Canada often understands, whether they be nation state to nation state or the federal government versus provinces and territories. That extends to the way in which Parliament does its business, the way in which legislation is crafted, and the way in which orders and councils are adjudicated or administered that end up leading to exclusion of Inuit or the individualization of Inuit instead of working with Inuit as collectives. Thank you for your time and look forward to this conversation.
You mentioned governance, and that was something that I've been struggling with in terms of how do we manage governance of research projects. The governance that we are applying, as you said, is Ottawa up. It's south-north versus north-north, and then us participating. Is there a model of governance between communities in the north or within communities of the north that we should be paying attention to and maybe working within that framework of governance versus a framework that we're bringing from the South?
Well, I spoke a little bit about the complexity earlier, and the way that we are all carved up in our geopolitical space now as Inuit has then created 4 separate research approaches, and all within, I would say, from an Inuit lens, a very similar look and feel, but very particular to the jurisdiction in which Inuit reside. So there are best practices that we can use, but each one of our governance models lives mostly with provinces and territories as its partner, and research structures within those jurisdictions rather than research partnerships across Inuit Nunangat from north to north. We do come together through ITK and have our research management an Inuit Kagisarvangat National Committee. That's the committee that guides Carrie and her work, and then guides our board of directors on the decisions that they make on the research space. But that is, I would say, an Inuit democratic function at the senior technical level that is, I think, a best practice, but one that has limited application to, I think, what your question is.
Share that back with us as part of our recommendations to look at ITK and the role ITK could play in helping us with the governance of research. I think that would be very helpful for our study.
Great.
Thank you.